What's going on YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do, and I want to make a review of a watch that I've had for the last several months. My wife got me this for my birthday. It wasn't expensive at all. The ASUS ZenWatch back when we got it was just over $100, and I'm pretty sure today you can get it for a little bit cheaper than that maybe. Alright, so it looks like you can get it for around $129, and that's not a bad price. We got ours from Amazon.com. And my wife has a different band on hers. She doesn't have the one it came with. So, there's a newer model apparently. Okay, cool. And the newer model is only $139. Wow. Alrighty then. In my opinion, a smartwatch is something that you don't have to spend $300-400 on. This watch right here is fast. I've never had any sort of issues with like a notification being laggy or something not cooperating. I've never had any issues with it at all. I've never even had a reboot on me. I honestly feel like at this price range, for the performance and battery life I get out of this thing, I bought this thing. My wife bought it for me as a present. And if I had bought it, it'd been the same thing. In my honest opinion, after having this thing since my birthday, late last year, so it's been over several months so far, this has been the best smartwatch I've ever used. Some could be thinner, I guess, but I haven't had an issue with it at all. And if I go one notch less, it like hugs my arm really tight. So I just keep it on this one, which is a little bit loose on me, but I don't like it being on the last one because then I just feel like my arm is being squeezed by the watch. It's not completely terrible. This thing does have a speaker in it, and that's something I want to hopefully not forget to talk about because I do get pretty excited and tend to forget about things. Okay, so you can replace the bands. My wife has gotten 2 different bands for hers. The stock one, and she got a different one. Now she's on a different one. So you can replace the bands on these. That's pretty awesome. And for this price point, I don't see why you should consider going with another smartwatch. And look at the reviews. The reviews are awesome, okay? This watch, it has everything I need in a smartwatch. Okay, it would be cool to have one that had its own little SIM card. It'd be cool to have one that didn't require a phone. It'd be cool, but for this price range, you can't beat this watch. You really can't. Anyways, let's go over a few things here. There is a little microphone. You can ask it, okay, Google, what's the weather tomorrow? Sometimes it'll like if you tell it to set an alarm or do something, it'll actually do it. This is my screen that I have on here. It tells me the percentage of the battery, and that's something I want to cover real quick. There's been many times, I want to say at least half this watch's life, that I've forgotten to charge it, and the next day I had about 60 to 40% battery. And that battery has lasted me the entire day. I've never had this watch die on me in the middle of a day before. Ever. By the second day, I'm like, okay, my battery's really low. I get home from work. I'll go ahead and throw it on the charger. So I've never had this battery die on me. The battery life on this thing has been fantastic. And this is a watch that face that I have set. I used to have a thing on my home screen, and I don't even know where it went now. It's called ASUS ZenWatch. What in the world happened to it? Here we go, ZenWatch. So you press on that, and it tells you that your battery is 92% and how much memory you have. This thing does have memory. You can store songs on it and listen to them, and it does have its own little speaker. So that's really awesome. I can set the background with images that are on my phone. I can go ahead and hit customize, and I can choose to have my phone battery displayed on there as well. I can only have 3 things, so I can uncheck the weather and then have the phone battery. I don't like having 2 different batteries on there, and at a quick glance, for me personally, I might forget which one's which. My phone's low, I'll just go ahead and charge it, which I didn't charge this thing last night, so it's starting to die too. So I'm going to go and uncheck the phone battery and check the weather again, because those are the 3 things I care about the most. How much battery is left on my watch? Did I miss any calls? And what's the weather? And I've had this for so long that I've had the missed calls at the very right, so I want that to be on the very right. So there's all the different things you can choose with this specific watch face. The calendar event, unread Gmail, second time zone. So it's second time zone. Oh, you can do, oh boy, I am not very educated in all these places. Oh my goodness. Wow. Do I even know a single one of those besides Chicago? Anyways, so if you press on one, it's going to be right there, USA 1017. So there we go. It immediately reflected on the watch. USA 1017 down there. So I'm going to go ahead and just go back to missed call because that's what I like. If I look at my watch and there's a 1 there, I got to figure out what it is. I'll go ahead and press on it. And I don't have any missed calls, so it's not going to tell me. But the weather, I can press on that. And boom, there we go. There we go. There's the weather. And I can go up and see the humidity and sunset. I can go up again and see the entire week forecast right there. That's pretty friggin' awesome. All right, so there's lots of different things you can choose from with the faces. You can download custom faces. You can choose most popular. I've tried a few of them, but the one I currently have right here, it's called Illusion, is the one I like the most. And for tools, you've got different things like remote call control, forgot phone warning. You can go ahead and turn that on if you want to. Cover to mute, find my watch. Also on the phone, and this is a good example, this phone's black, and I had it on a black coffee table, and I saw that my watch was talking to my phone. So I just went over here to find my phone, pressed on it, boom. It located my phone. It started ringing, no big deal. Normally I would go on the computer or another phone and open up Android Device Manager and ring this phone, but yeah. Also, I've got it set to have my phone unlock when my watch is synced to it. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the features on here. You can hold it down like that to turn the screen off. If you're in a movie and you want it to go real dark, you can go ahead and go to theater mode, and boom, there you go. Your screen's not going to keep turning on and off and being real bright when you're in a really dark movie. And if you try to do anything, it's going to tell you to press the button on the side here. So to do that again, we're going to go over here to theater mode, and boom. It's going to tell you to press the button on the screen to wake the device back up. Other than that, it's not going to ever do anything again. A couple other features are do not disturb, boom, alarms only, no alarms, no sort of notifications. There we go. Now it's on normal. And for the sound, I can go turn the sound off on it, or I can turn it back on. And then brightness mode, I have it set to max just because, in my opinion, that's what I like. And then in the settings, you've got all your different sort of things. You can access this a lot easier by simply long pressing, I believe. Nope, that's to change your face. I don't usually get into the settings. I thought that was what that was. But you hold down on this button, and then you go to settings. So there's two different ways to get to settings at the moment that I see. So you can choose font size. You can go with large, normal, or small. You can choose gestures, which is like wrist gestures. I turned it off because I was constantly doing things I didn't want to do. So, always on screen. I have mine set to always on. Wi-Fi is really freaking cool. You can actually connect this to Wi-Fi at work. Like, there's my Google Fiber Box Wi-Fi. There's my smart on-hub router, which I use because it has way better range than the Google Fiber router does. But there you go. You can connect to different Wi-Fi sources from here. You can even connect Bluetooth. Play phone audio when watch off. Dude, there's so much you can do with this. You could choose devices, and you can sync something and like a headphones up to this watch right here. So it's just really super cool. There's so much you can do. This has gotten so much better. You can restart it. You can power it off. You can check out the updates and stuff like that. So versions, Android Wear, and Android OS 6.01. So the little speaker on here is something at first that I was not aware of. Let's go and talk about that real quick. So we're going to go ahead to our apps here. We're going to choose Google Play Music. Or you could simply do, okay, Google, play music. No, don't open it on my phone. Really? And while you're playing the music, you can go on your watch and you can hit play. And it's playing. You can go ahead and pause it. You can scroll to the right and you can change the volume up or the volume down, which will change the volume on the phone. And then you can skip tracks. You can thumbs it up or you can thumbs it down or browse. So you could so many different things. This is really cool. I absolutely love this. And there we go. Okay, so if you want to play music on your actual phone, what you're going to do is you're going to open up the Google Play Music app, wherever it's at, play music, and then you're going to choose play on where. And this is music I have locally stored, so let's go ahead and choose something other than that. Let's choose Disturbed. And we can pair headphones to our watch and listen to them on headphones. So say your phone's in your pocket and your Bluetooth sucks and it'll connect better to your watch. You can do that. So let's go to speaker. And the little speaker on here, it's not bad, but it's not very loud. So let's go ahead and change the song. There you go. I'm using a directional microphone. This room is quiet, so this is actually quite freaking loud in here. Let's go ahead and turn the microphone around. In my daughter's words, so yeah, there's a lot you could do with this. It's got a microphone, it's got a speaker. If your dad calls you, it will ring. And yes, this thing will ring. If you, when I first got it, it was on mute and it would only vibrate. Actually, I'd go in the settings. Let's actually do that real quick. So in the settings, if you go to sound, right here. At first, everything was on like that. I had to actually manually change everything. And then the alarm volume, turn that up. And the ring volume, I had to turn that up as well. And then you could choose the ringtone that the watch has as well. So at first when I was trying to change the ringtone, nothing would play. But now watch this. This is a directional mic, so it's going to be really quiet again. I have to keep turning the microphone around to be loud, for it to be loud. And then, there we go. So my watch actually makes this ringtone right here every single time someone calls me. And I can go ahead and slide over to answer it, and then I can just pick up my phone and put it to my ear. Or I can go, someone I don't want to talk to, swipe away. There's a lot more uses for this thing. Those are the ones to me that I can think of off the top of my head that are really awesome and really important. And I said it earlier a few times. I'll say it one last time. For this price range, this is a watch that I would give it 10 out of 10. I definitely would give it that. I have no issue with how big it is. It's again, if you paid $300-400, you might get one that's a little bit thinner. But this has every feature I'd want a watch to have. So that's pretty awesome. Definitely recommend it. I'll have links in the description. I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Whenever I have ideas of videos and I think people are going to want to watch it, I will do that. If you want to see any videos, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. You'd actually be helping me out a lot. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not doing so already. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.